Hey y'all, it's Ker-Leen. Thank you so much for tuning back into Lemomlife. So today, per the request of one of my lovely subscribers, I'm gonna put your name on the screen here. Thank you so much for requesting this video. I will be doing a get ready with me. I have a couple of videos to film today, and then we're headed out today. It's the 4th of July, so we kind of just wanted to head out. We're just gonna spend the day with each other and just relax. So I'm just gonna sit with you guys and chat a little bit while I do my makeup. I have all my stuff situated on a small table and I'm sitting on the floor. So we'll see how this goes. But I've already primed my face today with my Josie Maran SPF 47. And this is a moisturizer, but I use it as a primer. And of course it has SPF in it, so that's always nice. I am doing foundation today, mainly because we're not gonna be like out doing anything active. So I'm gonna do a little foundation because I have a couple of videos to film. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Today I'm using my Flawless Woke Up Like This foundation. It's in the shade Heat. And this is a 100% clean foundation and I love it. The coverage is fantastic. My skin looks like skin. It's so buttery smooth. It's one of my faves at the moment. So I usually just kind of do that. Just pump it right onto my face like that. And I have a mirror over here, so that's where I'm looking to kind of make sure I get my makeup right. So anyways, I wanted to come on and chit chat a little bit because I've been thinking about saving for my kids. We've been saving for our kids for a while now. We've been talking about investing some of the savings, and we have been talking about doing that because the traditional options for saving money has your money move so slow. And while we still plan on leaving part of their money in traditional savings, we were thinking about taking some of their money and putting it into stocks, specifically companies that pay dividends on their stocks. So companies that pay dividends on their stocks is good because it's like a more secure way of investing, and the return is higher than that of a traditional savings account or even like a money market or a CD. So we were just kind of thinking about ways to set them up for the future so they have more than we did, and so they're not wanting anything. We've also been talking about land, and we've just been talking about all kind of different things. So one of the latest things that we decided is that we're going to do these companies that pay dividends on their stocks. So that's the latest. And then we also were contemplating land because, especially in this area, not the area I live in because it's developed, but the areas beyond where I live, they're getting developed like wildfire. And I was talking to hubby and we were just kind of thinking that if we go ahead and we kind of think ahead and think quickly and think several steps ahead, then it would probably behoove us to invest in some land, not a lot, but a substantial amount, and wait and see what happens, and not necessarily do anything but maintain the land and then, see what happens with development. We might even be offered a substantial amount to where we can take that and invest in some more land. So if we start out with some land that is of interest to a developer, then we could potentially, take the money we made from the sale of that, if it's worth it, and invest in some more land. So we've just kind of been thinking about these things, and I just wanted to know, like, what sorts of things are you guys thinking about for your kids as far as investing? Have you started thinking about investing? And if you are already investing, what are some things that you suggest that we do? Because my parents are immigrants and they did an amazing job picking up and leaving their country. Everything that they knew and were accustomed to, were comfortable with, they left all of that behind for the promise of a better life. And they did that for us. We definitely have a better life because I have more opportunities than my parents did. And so that's why I place such a huge importance on giving my kids better opportunities than I had. We had just been kind of thinking about investing for their future because I want them to be comfortable. We had also talked about whether we want to do something called Florida Prepaid, which is a way that you can prepay for your child's education. And since I'm homeschooling, one of the things that we had talked about doing is making sure the kids are dual enrolled, so that by the time the kids are done with high school, they have their associate's degree. And then if we do Florida Prepaid, they will have enough to pursue their bachelor's, and then they can decide whether they want to do more than that. And then if we did Florida Prepaid, and then we also did some of these other things for them, then they would have land, they would have investments, and then their college would be paid for. And so I think that that's kind of our game plan right now. But I want to know what you guys are doing. You know, have you done something similar? That's what I'm curious to know. What are some things you guys are doing? So the concealer I'm using right now is my Clove and Hallow. I forget what the name of this is, but this is what the container looks like. And this is the shade 08. And then on top of that, I used my Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Full Coverage Concealer Fluid to give me a little brightness. And then I'm going to fill them in. I know, kind of weird, but this pencil is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Pencil. And so far I've really been liking this. It's very, very precise. It's a very thin, fine pointed pencil. So it gives me a lot of control. So that's my brows done. We definitely have been placing a huge focus and spotlight on saving because we realize that time is not on our side. So we definitely have to make a move for our kids and make sure that they're good, and then their kids are good, and their kids are good. And that's the way we've decided we want to go about setting them up for the future. So what are some things that you guys are doing to set your kids up financially for the future? And I'm just speaking financially, that aspect of things, because we can set them up in so many different ways. And that's one of the ways that we feel like is super important, because we do live in a capitalist society. And even if they decide, you know what, I don't want to partake in this capitalist society, I want to move to some country, you know, on the other side of the world, and I just want to give my life to people and serve, I at least want to give them options. And so if we have those things working for them, then my hope is that they will have those options. And then also just kind of putting a will in place so that if neither of us are here, there are safeguards on their money and how the money is withdrawn and things like that, and making sure that they don't squander their money. So we have been thinking about those things, putting our wills together and all of those things, because now is the time. Have you guys started thinking about those things, like wills? And personally speaking, those things make my head spin, but I don't have the luxury of just saying, this is too stressful, I have to do this for my kids. There's no option where that's concerned. So I have been learning about investing. So yeah, that's the latest. So guys, this is literally my go-to makeup. I don't spend a lot of time on my makeup nowadays because I don't have the time. I've also been loving a more natural look. So I've been doing less and less and less. So the bronzer I'm using is by Clove and Hallow. I did a Clove and Hallow review on my Thrifty Chic channel, which is my style channel. I will link it here for you guys. That's where I featured these products. And right now I am using their bronzer, and this is their, actually both of these are their powder foundations. I use the darker powder foundation as my bronzer, and my crease color, I use it for a lot of different things. My nose contour, it's very multi-purpose for me. And then I use their powder foundation as my powder, which I'm going to use in a second here. But I love their brand because their brand is clean, They have a clean 15 policy, which means they have like 15 clean ingredients in their products, and you can feel good about, you know, your makeup while you wear it. You know, you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, what am I putting on my skin? You can feel good about your makeup. And I've been loving the more natural look lately, like I said, so I feel like these products really help me achieve that. So now I'm gonna take their powder and use it as my lid color, and also use it under my eye, and that just kind of helps me brighten up the area even more. And I'm gonna use it as my brow bone color, because why not? Why not? So then I'm gonna take, by the way, this is my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. I'm gonna take some of this and I'm gonna use it as kind of as a highlight. It's a very subtle highlight. I decided to make my brows just a little bit more bushy. I really like the way that looks on me nowadays. I decided to let my braids loose. For me, sometimes after I do my hair, I'll add things here and there so that my makeup looks complete. So just gonna take it out, fluff it a little bit. So now I'm gonna use this Pacifica, and this is their Beachy Punk palette, and this is what the shades look like. My favorite shades in here are this one right here, the dark shades down here, and then these two shades right here. These are my favorite. I actually think I'm gonna add some of this shade right here into my crease to kind of warm it up a little bit. It's such a pretty color, I love it. And then I'm gonna add this shimmery shade right here. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna add this into my tear duct area. I'm gonna add the same shimmery shade to my cheekbones as a highlight. So I use my makeup materials nowadays for a lot of different purposes, especially because like I'm trying to use more natural products. I tend to use my makeup for multiple things. I think I'm going to use this as my blush today. So I'm gonna use that same brush and just pop some on the apples of my cheeks. Then I'm going to apply mascara. I'm using my It Superhero, I forget the full name of this, but it's the Superhero mascara from It Cosmetics. I love this, it's amazing. Probably the best mascara that I have used to date. Nowadays, I really can't be bothered with false lashes. And honestly, I've never been good at putting on false lashes. And usually when I put them on, they start out fine, and then at some point in the day, they start to lift. So I've been sticking with mascara lately. And this mascara makes me feel like I have lashes on, or that my natural lashes are long enough to be noticeable, because you can actually see them after I put this on. The last thing I'm gonna do is line my lips, and I'm using this Bite Beauty lip pencil in the color, it says 044. I will put the link to everything I use in the description box for you guys in case you're interested. I'm then going to go in with my Becca lipstick in, this is their Ultimate Lipstick Love in Cupid's Kiss. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of my Bare Minerals Tantalize gloss in the center. And voila, I'm all done, guys. What do you think? I've really been loving this more natural makeup. I noticed my skin, because I have dry skin, and I noticed it was getting drier and drier and drier, especially under my eyes. And I had to change something. So when I started to switch some of the products I use, the foods I was eating, to more natural products, I definitely put a focus on my makeup as well. And I think that my skin is loving that change. I've definitely seen a lot of improvements in my skin texture. I've always had really good texture, but then it started to get rough. And I've seen a lot of improvements since I've changed things. I'm still able to achieve a fairly decent look, as you can see. I have all the basics, and yeah, I don't mind using other products like for events and such. So if I go get my makeup done, or if I have somewhere to go and I'm doing my makeup, I definitely don't mind using things with ingredients that I don't use normally. But on a day-to-day basis, I just use my natural stuff and it does the job. So yes, loving it. So anyways, you guys let me know, what are some things you're doing to set your kids up for the future? If you have any ideas for me, things that I need to look into, please let me know, because these are things that hubby and I have seriously been talking about and been doing for a while, and different things that we have decided we might want to do going forward. So let me know what you guys are doing. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Join the Lemomlife family. The next video will be on the screen, so click it to keep watching, and I'll see you soon.